Hi, my name is mxemoryaletha. I'm a non-binary muse mover and spoonie, and today I'm going to be briefly talking about this idea that you just need to ask for help and why I think it can be problematic. So, the idea that you just need to ask for help, you just need to reach out, have the courage to reach out is really hard, but once you do that, you'll get to the other side, you'll get the assistance and the care and the support that you need, and things will get better. Now, I think that in a sense is true and can be true, and I do not want to discourage anyone from asking for help. In fact, my goal with this video is to encourage you to ask for help even more. But I hear this a lot in terms of mental health issues specifically, but certainly other types of serious issues. I have been told it directly and indirectly. I've internalized the idea, and I have really struggled at certain points because I would either reach out for help because I was struggling really bad with my mental health, and or I was really struggling with some other situation that was happening in my life that I needed to get out of. And I remember how difficult it was asking for help, and how I felt like I was about to honestly go crazy from the oscillating back and forth in my head about whether or not it was valid for me to ask for help. Now, I am very much in the habit of asking for help. It's definitely something I still struggle with, but I do it on a regular basis, and I have had to do it many times, even in the last week. But there have been many times that I have asked for help in really serious situations, and I did not receive the help that I needed, either because that person or people or organization that I was reaching out to simply wasn't equipped to help me with what I needed, and they were not willing to. I've had my situations being minimized, and I know that if I had just asked for help once and taken the advice or internalized the actions of the first or second or sometimes third or several person that I asked for help, that I would not be where I am today and experiencing life the way that I am right now. And this has not just been a one-time situation. This has been a recurring theme in my life where I look back on much harder times in my life or turning points, and every single time I have needed to ask for help multiple times. Many of those times, it was because I did not have the best support close by to me, or I wasn't aware of that support. But sometimes I did have that support, but there's different people, sometimes organizations too, that can offer different things. That's how relationships work. There's not going to be one person or one friendship that fixes or meets every need. Certainly they shouldn't be fixing you anyway, but just that, fulfills every single need. They might fulfill one need, and another friend can fulfill a different type of need or provide a different type of help. But there were many times where what I shared was invalidated by the person that I was sharing with. There were times when I needed to be discerning about who I asked for help. There were times that I was not discerning with who I asked for help, and it was challenging. It was very challenging. And I wish that this idea about asking for help and the conversation around it really emphasized the fact that it's not a one-time thing, and it's a practice of knowing your needs and when your needs aren't being met and asking for help on a regular basis. Because I think somebody who is going through a severe mental health struggle or other serious struggles, such as experiencing abuse, needs to know that you keep asking for help until you get the help that you specifically need. You ask for it in different ways, different people, and I would never want to discourage someone from asking for help. In fact, I want to overly encourage somebody that it's important to ask for help, and also I want to remove this idea that like asking for help just resolves everything, because it sets people up for immense failure and heartache, and possibly worse if they're already really struggling and already probably really internalizing whatever they're going through. We're trying not to do that, and then they ask for help and they don't receive the help that they need, or they even receive something like the opposite. And I also think a big part of this is that our conscious and especially subconscious beliefs really influence the type of people and support that not only we attract or have close by, but are even aware of or receptive of. Because when I look back on earlier times of my life, I realize that the people and the type of feedback that I was getting when I would need a certain type of help, and no matter how I tried to articulate what I really needed, it seemed like there was just a block in communication. I wasn't understood, whether that was intentional or not. I realize it's because the resources that I was seeing or not seeing around me reflected what I believed about myself. And I haven't changed all of those beliefs, but I have been working on it a lot and have noticed my self-esteem raise and self-worth raise. So even if it's somebody that I believe like genuinely loves and cares about me, but I know that I either disagree with something that they're saying or need more support simply, I know that I can get it, and it's not the end of the world if that person can't support me in the exact way that I need at that moment, because I will find it somewhere else. And that's not even necessarily a reflection, a bad reflection on that person. It's literally just that people bring different things to the table or in different places in their life, and maybe only able to offer certain things. So that's kind of all I have to say about that for now. But in conclusion, I want to encourage you, if you are struggling with something, that you keep asking for help and make it a practice to find different ways to ask for what you really need, and know when you're not receiving it and could be receiving it somewhere else. And I know that it takes a lot of energy, and I don't want to minimize that at all. But I also want to validate that I think a lot of us know that just asking for help once or twice or sometimes many times doesn't always do it. And there's a lot stacked against us that prevents us from getting the help that we need. But if we keep asking for it, we know what we really want. It will find us. So that's my little spiel for the day. I would like to know what you think about this. It's something that I think about pretty regularly, or a lot lately. But I hope that you are having a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and see you in the next one. Bye.